Hey. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Chill out. Chill out. Nobody is chasing you. Nobody is following you either. Because if someone was chasing and following you, I would hope that I would not be the first phone call that you'd make. 911, obviously. Will you just tell me what's going on? You're just a little freaked out? You call me panting into the phone and saying, "No one there? Okay, no one there. Good." And I'm supposed to believe that you're not freaking out? Unbelievable. My girlfriend is afraid of being home alone. Mm-hmm. Well, you keep saying that. Look, I'm not going to tease you relentlessly about this, okay? That's the one knock I'm going to make, and I'm not going to do anything else. You called me because you were upset and you weren't feeling too hot, and so I told you to call me because that's what I want you to do whenever you get upset or whenever you need to talk about things or what have you. I want you to know you can call me. So here I am, putting you on speakerphone and plugging in my battery. And alright. Yeah, so I'm good. I'm free to listen to you for as long as you have things to say. Alright, well, will you be honest with me? You knew you were going to be home alone tonight, right? That your roommate was going to be out for like the weekend and all that stuff. Okay. So, did you or did you not intentionally watch a scary movie or go down another YouTube rabbit trail of dark stuff that you knew you shouldn't have been looking at, or did some deep dives about serial killers on Wikipedia? Because I know you. I know you do that stuff. Oh, what was it this time? Paranormal investigations. You know you can't do paranormal investigations late at night. Mm-hmm. What was this particular thread about? Are you still hung up on, what was it, Eastern State Penitentiary? Queen Mary, okay. Well, what did you learn about the Queen Mary this time? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the haunted room. I know. Hey, I go on my own deep dives too, okay? Maybe there's a few things that I know that you don't, or whatever. You're the one talking through your nerves here, so please, continue. Okay. That stuff is so staged. You know it's staged, right? No, really, listen. Like, I realize that there are people who are gonna say, "I swear that's like 100% real." But the reality, if you will, of the situation is that you are limited to what you can see as the camera. So, they could just as easily have a person hanging around there that you don't know about, making sound effects that you can't see, turning faucets on and off, moving things, strings. I mean, there's all sorts of ways you can explain away the supernatural, spooky side of stuff. Well, that's the thing. You can't sit back and say, "But what if it's real?" Because you only can have those things verified for yourself in the moment. You know what I mean? Like unsolved, right? There's the believer and there's the skeptic. The skeptic is able to usually explain away certain stuff. Have you ever seen something move on its own? You're thinking way too hard about this. No wonder you're calling me late at night. No way am I coming over. Because it's way too fun to see you like this. You spooked yourself. You did this to yourself. Why can't you, go to bed reading adventure stories or something? I could loan you my favorite book. It's like the greatest adventure story ever. I'm sorry, but one of the greatest expeditions to the last frontier on the entire planet is a very worthwhile read. Thank you very much. Of course it's tragic. Everything that happened in that time period involving exploration was tragic. If it wasn't tragic, nobody remembers it. You could have been reading about... you could have been reading about... God. Wasn't the Queen Mary built by the people who made the Titanic? You could have been reading about the Titanic. I know the Titanic is a tragedy. I'm just trying to throw different examples out there. You could have read about her time as the Grey Ghost, which is like one of the greatest boat names ever for a war. The Grey Ghost. All right. Well, what about the World's Fair? Something fun and lighthearted and... How on earth are you able to connect a serial killer to the World's Fair? Fair enough. I guess you can't talk about the World's Fair in Chicago without talking about H.H. Holmes. You really did go on a deep dive, didn't you? Is there anything spooky you didn't read about? Well, when things like this happen to me, I tend to go for the more lighthearted stuff on YouTube. Oh, favorite content creators who are funny, or things on a bucket list that I want to try, or watching, certain people try certain things that are physically impossible for them to do. Oh, you know what one of my absolute favorite things is? Men trying labor pains. Or they get a period pain simulator. It's amazing. I'm just throwing ideas out at you. Are you still walking around the apartment making sure that you're the only one there? I promise you're the only one there. No, I'm telling you of my own confidence. I'm pretty sure you are the only one who is there. You're not going to hear a spooky voice. You're not. Because you're not going to invite that kind of negativity into your life. You're going to think positive things. Positive things. Maybe we over-dramatize the idea of the supernatural too much, and in fact, there is a very polite ghost that likes to be from location to location. And, when you're like, man, I don't remember dusting off the shelves on this bookshelf, it's a friendly ghost who's cleaning up things for you and being nice and turning on the coffee maker when you meant to turn it on, but you walked away from it, and then you come back later and you're like, oh yay, coffee, good, I did remember to turn this on. And the ghost is just like, woohoo, I did that for you, la 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 la. And, make it funny. Sure, his name can be Casper. I mean, it can be whatever gendered or non-binary ghost you want it to be, I guess. No, don't turn this into a tragedy. No, don't talk about romances that... See, there you go. You're on another tangent. You're impossible. Are you sure you really needed to talk to me, or are you just I'm trying to get your mind off of this, and now you're talking about tragic ghost stories. The romance between someone who is living and someone who is dead. It's very wings of desire of you. I know that's angels and not ghosts, but potato. The point is, I'm trying to distract you from the things that are freaking you out, and evidently it's not working. Well, if you need to go to bed, then go to bed. Why don't you want to go to bed? A ghostie's not gonna follow you. It's not gonna happen, I promise. I would go over there and provide you comfort, but this is one of those situations where I'm pretty sure you need to get through the situation on your own. Listen, how many rooms are in the place you share with your roommate? Have you checked all of them? How many times have you checked them? Then you're good. You don't need to worry about intruders. Well, the doors are locked, the windows are locked. It's all good. You can just go to bed. Would that make you feel better? I would be more than happy to recount the tale of my favorite book if it will make you feel better while you go to sleep. Did you brush your teeth? Okay, so nothing's in the bathroom, right? I know, I'm not teasing you. I'm not teasing you. Are you in bed yet? All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to cuddle up to that pillow and get all nice and comfortable. Do you have your phone plugged in? Then I'm on speaker? Okay. And I want you to settle down, okay? And I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to listen to the sound of my voice. And I'm going to go until I can hear you breathing in the background, and then to help your phone not turn into a disaster, I'll end the call. Yeah, what's up, baby? I love you too. It's no problem at all. Really. You gotta time your Google searches a little better. Okay. Anyway, we're not talking about that anymore. So, what happens in my favorite book is it's the early 1900s, and there is going to be an expedition down to Antarctica in the name of arriving to the South Pole first and claiming it for England. But the problem is a lot of these discovery type expeditions aren't super popular with the public anymore. So you have to make it more about, I claim this land for England. It has to have some sort of scientific addition with everything. So they decide they're also going to investigate penguins and watch how they move about on the ice and bring back information and eggs to study and that kind of thing. So they spend all this time sailing across the ocean, and this part of the book is so horrible because it's so boring. And it's not like getting to the really good part yet, which is obviously when they get to Antarctica. But when they do, they basically set up shop there for like an entire year. And what they're doing is they're studying the weather and studying storm patterns and such, because these expeditions, they don't last for 6 months to a year. They lasted like 2 to 3 years. So 2 to 3 years in this windy scenario. And it's awful and it's horrible and you hate it. But it's all for the sake of science, right? Of course. It's all for the